Didn't get much done today because we worked on the Big Pink. We put a new generator and regulator on the Big Pink. Anyway, built the battery box. It sets right in there, plenty of room for the battery. And put the bracket for the master cylinder on. So, and we have brakes. Yeah, it's going to work really nice. Looks nice. Nice and smooth. And a brake pedal, we'll get that on in the next day or two, whenever. All right, that's all we did for the day. All right, I'm excuse me, setting the head today, and so it's machined out to accept the Timken bearings, cup and cone bearings, top and bottom. And I have scored a line here right straight down that line, and I've lined it up where it's in the center of the scooter. And then we put a plumb bob line here, and we look down this line, and we line the head up like that, and that gets us pretty much straight down the road. There will be measurements from here back to there also, just to make sure that we're somewhat in the middle of it all. And this is the kind of thing you got to take your time and think about what you're doing, and don't get in a hurry. Just make it come out. Think about all the aspects of the front end. Make sure you have enough room for your triple trees. Don't wind up hitting your frame, and don't want to hit your top tubes also, so that allows you to turn the front end way over like 90 degrees and whatnot, for those of you who like to do that. Okay, I hope that's enough explanation for this. If you got questions, please comment and ask, because it's difficult to talk about everything when you're just making movies and shit, So that's it. All right, I figured out the angle that I want to use based on two things. One, I want about a 32-inch front end. That first line there is 32. The second one way out is 40-inch. And the two in the center is 34, 36. And I want about no more than 40, absolutely. And I'd like a shorter front end, like 32-inch front end. Anyways, the way to get to that length is to sit in the seat, and where your head is, you should be able to at least see some ground through that hole right there. So if you put your head up here, right there, the closer to exactly straight through that hole you see, the more in line your handlebars are going to be, and the easier it's going to be to steer the thing. So what we've got right now, we've got it pretty close. We're just a little bit we're right about there, and that's an acceptable thing. You can see through it, and the handlebars will drop just a little bit. That's okay. In fact, that's how that scooter is. There's about a half moon or a quarter moon that's not visible through the hole there, and that works real good over there. So that's what we're going to do. The string is there to line so that it's straight, so you're not going down the road crooked. That's to line that up. And we'll tack this on and continue measuring from this point back to a spot that we picked back there. Actually, the same spot that we picked in order to square the frame up. Make sure the frame was in the center. We use the same spot to measure this from that to that. And the plumb line here gets us right in line, gets us straight up and down. Okay, that's it. I hope that makes sense. But that's how I do it. All right, I have very carefully welded all the way around. Just a small weld, just to fill all the gaps and holes, and etc., and make sure it's held on nice and steady. It's not going anywhere. And next we move to the gusset. which I had to trim to fit exactly. And from the plasma cut, I had to trim a little more. And then we put it in the vise and take our flapper disc and put a nice smooth edge right there, the show edge, real nice and smooth. So when you rub your fingers on it, it feels like, well, you know what it feels like. Anyway, we'll clamp this up, get these clamped on, and get them welded up, and then that'll be the next lesson. All right, there's the head. It's all welded in and bent over and welded down. And you have this nice smooth line here that's just super smooth. And that's all that. It looks really nice. The head's not going out, that's for sure. It ain't going nowhere. Okay, and that's all for today. It's off to Sonia's.